Lost Caravan RPG, where we do one-shots, miniseries, and long-running campaigns. If it's a TTRPG, you'll likely find it here. I am Jason Fryer, writer, game designer, and general curmudgeon. You can find me at the Otterpoke on the interwebs. Tonight, we are playing episode 6 of With Blood Dipped Wings, a KULT Divinity Lost campaign. If you'd like to catch up on episode 1 or our other numerous streams, you can find them right here on this YouTube channel. You can also check out our community at lostcaravanrpg.com. As a caution, with Blood Dipped Wings is a dark tale that explores mature themes, delving into Gnostic horror and personal trauma. So if that's not your cup of blood, please feel free to give this story a pass. With that, I'd like to go around and let my players introduce themselves and tell us who they'll be playing tonight and why they are so completely awesome. I'll start with Benji.
Hi, I'm Benji. Tonight I will be playing Brooks Haverly. He's your resident doll. And Brooks is awesome because Brooks is gonna Brooks.
Go down to JD.
Hey, I am JD. I can be found on the internet at JD Not Jason Dean. And tonight I am playing Lucas Wolf, the descendant, who is having a time, and we'll just leave it at that. Nothing awesome in any of the horrors that are happening.
Go over to Dido. Perfect. That's KULT right there. Going up to Mir.
Hey, I'm Mir. I am playing Kate, the Avenger, who is awesome because she just threw a flashbang at a bunch of war dogs that allowed them to escape. Unfortunately, she's also turning into a thing that she really doesn't want to turn into, so we'll see how long that awesomeness lasts.
Yeah, you definitely came in clutch with that flashbang. So, to those who have joined us, when we last saw our characters, they were far from home, be that for good or ill. Their escape on the American highways has been one of nightmares, blood, and screams. Their original destination, Chicago, is now a long forgotten dream, an ephemeral illusion that they can only grasp onto, or maybe that they've let go of. But as soon as they remember, home is where the heart is. You can never truly leave it, as it lives inside of you, infecting your blood, defining your past, and shaping your future. So now, somewhere in the dust-choked plains of western Texas, they've discovered hidden secrets and uncomfortable questions. At the No Name Motel, they witnessed dark truths, many that, even now, still lurked just beneath the surface. They'd also learned that the consequences of their actions, the price that their unknowable benefactor could exact. Blood and bodies on the highway, condemned by one person's actual hands. They'd also unleashed curses and made these things manifest in souls and flesh. Perhaps most importantly, they'd seen the true glory of their pursuer, she who smiles, and her divine war dogs. For once, a slim hope had been offered to them, shared by someone, nay, someone they something that they had killed, an angel that now whispered the name of Pelion in the Church of the Black Madonna. Unfortunately, as they drive back into the night, they have two frightened orphans in their back seat, crying softly. What do you all do? And where are you going now?
Well, seeing as Kate's at the wheel, Kate is driving away. That's really like we're going away.
You can almost still hear that rhythmic foot, those boots on the concrete. It's distant, but it's still resonating within you. Especially Lucas. He's heard that sound before. Yeah, the boy has kind of gone into himself at this point. He's just sniffling. The little girl's still asking for her parents, Sally. Fortunately, she doesn't look over at Brooks. That might be a little too much for you, Brooks.
I think Brooks is in the front seat with Kate, and is. I'm just gonna look over to her and be like, "What are, what are we gonna do? We can't be traveling with these kids. We gotta drop them off. Is there like an orphanage? Do orphanages still exist? What?
I don't I don't know. We're going. Maybe we can drop them off somewhere on the way. Maybe we can drop them off where we're going.
You can hear that crick of glass starting to, as the bullet hole starts to spider the faster that you go, starting to obscure your vision. There's no lights on the road at this point, but there is something far in the distance.
And where are we going?"
Last I knew, somewhere in Kansas. Hey kids, you got names?
The little girl kind of looks up. I'm Sally. It's Jeff. The little boy is just starting to shut down. He kind of pushes into Eve that that instinct for a mother.
Hi Sally, hi Jeff. You guys have favorite music?
I I'm Mom and I are Swifties.
Brooks, you heard her.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see if we can find some Taylor Swift on the radio in the middle of nowhere at
You
night.
start going. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Eve, you never cease to be full of surprises. I'll put in the CD.
Sally kind of looks up at Lucas, starting to trying to recognize faces. She doesn't say anything, but just it's you can see the questions lurking there.
Lucas has been quiet because this, I mean, this entire situation is out of his worst nightmares, but it is definitely being added to by the needing to take care of two children at this point. He does not have any interest in being a parent. He does not think he would be a good one. And now there is this child sitting in front of him, looking at him. And so he is going to follow suit in what the others are doing and try to distract her and start asking questions like, what's your favorite song? You ever see Taylor in concert?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that, to see if he can get her talking about something that is not
The
the missing, but
parents
he knows not missing parents.
makes perfect sense. They start to seemingly calm down, but it's hard to tell with shock, especially with kids. Kate, you start to see it looks like a sign, one of those neon signs, but all the letters have been knocked out, so it's just basically this amorphous series of colors. But you do suspect that it's the No Name Motel.
Motel up ahead. We stopping?
There's about 6 cars and a series of cars and trucks in the parking lot.
The place seems
Well-
safe enough, but
Well,
I mean,
maybe
I
we
think the
can-
question is it safe to not stop?
I'm gonna go ahead and slow down and see about pulling in.
Yeah, how much distance have we put between us and those war dogs?
you put about 10 miles going when you left the motel. It was like 10 to 15 miles before you saw the RV. So you've probably got a good 10 to 15 miles behind you. But then again, time and space in this weirdness who knows?
Exactly. Maybe Alice or someone will have an idea of what to do.
You pull in, uh, compared to the night, those fluorescent lights are kind of godly. And the kids go, oh, Sally kind of pokes her head up. I remember this place. They have good fries.
Let's get you some fries, Sally.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Her hand kind of goes into Lucas's, whereas Jeff kind of clings. He still hasn't really said anything. He's just sniffling, but he just clings to Eve.
And Lucas similarly would take Sally's hand and do what he could to act like a parental figure. He has no idea what that means in a healthy way, but he's trying.
Kate's gonna look back through the rearview mirror and hey Lucas, Eve, you want to go take them in and get some milkshakes and fries for them?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
I got some questions to ask the radio.
All right. With Lucas and Eve, you head into the No Name Hotel Cafe. The bell rings again. Alice kind of looks up from the till. She's in a different dress than the last time you saw her, even though that was probably what, an hour and a half ago. You all came back. It's so good to see you. How'd your trip go? Oh, you got some little ones with you. At which point, she probably notices Eve has blood stains. For whatever reason, Alice kind of gets that weird, perplexed look, and then it's like a look of recognition. She goes, "Oh, all right, I'll take. Don't you worry, honey. You got something in the back. I'll take it." The truckers and drivers, and the people that are gathered around it, they all look up, And they have that same kind of, oh, I've seen this before. I'm just going to go back to my coffee. Alice comes over. All right, little ones. How about we take you over to a little seat, and then I'm going to help your friends. And with a very motherly aura, she just escorts the kids off, gets them set up, comes back to you two. All right, you two look a bit of a wreck. You go into the employees' room, you clean up. And are you going to be needing to spend the night?
Possibly. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get some. All right, I'll get something set up for you just in case. Don't you worry, honey. Is that wonderful man with you? It's been a while, but still thinking about him. Oh, it's been a good week.
Time
Don't
flies
worry.
when you're out on the road.
That it does. The road stretches here, don't it? Don't you worry. We'll take care of you. Meanwhile, back in the car.
Kate's gonna flip the radio from CD to radio,
Okay.
and let it find some static. Kind of look over at Brooks.
So you're going through the static. You hear the occasional channel kick in. God is watching you. He will bring down his wrath. And we're hurt. We're hurt. Please come. Then you hear gunfire. You hear some chanting, almost like that one of those scenes from Nuremberg. And then, so it's just you two now. Where's the other two?
They went inside to take care of the kids.
Understandable. Thank you, Brooks.
Fuck you.
Oh, such language. You knew exactly what the price might be.
No, I didn't. And this is
Well,
sick and twisted, even for whatever the fuck you are.
oh, but they had so much fun. And I have fun watching.
Yeah, and what about those two kids?
What about them? They're marked no. They'll grow up and do things. So many things.
What do you mean they're marked?
By the highway. By me. They are now weakened. Even now, the cracks will begin to form. He'll become like you.
Wonderful.
Isn't that a gift? It is a gift, isn't it, Brooks? But now you know when I say that there are prices in exchange of goods. You'll know. So you'll be ready when I ask for the proof. You had a question, Kate. I can smell it on you. Almost like that wound festering.
You can smell it.
Of course, I can smell it. I can smell what's beneath. You might have lied to yourself, but you can't lie to everyone.
Is that a distance on me? Does that mean I have to be one of them?
No, wasn't that the whole point?
The whole point of what?
Oh, you're
That
still.
trip in the bathtub?
Oh, you're deluded, aren't you? Don't worry. I'm not the only one that has your scent. He will explain things to you. All those hidden things.
He is in Coyote?
Oh, I'm not stupid enough to say his name out loud when he's these close.
Can you say a yes or a no to that question?
Yes,
It's him.
he is
All
close.
right. Oh, he's close. Charming. Does he have anything to do with those war dogs, or is that just she who smiled?
Oh no, that was my little treat. Just to
The
see which one will come out on top. Oh, that was wonderful. Poor jackals. Oh, bye bye.
Oh, so they took out the jackals as well as the family, huh?
Who do you think I had Brooks give them to? I wanted bait. And then I just twisted and played with the threads a bit. So after they'd had their fun, I could have mine.
Right.
Don't worry. Lucas is safe from his auntie for a little while longer.
Are we going to be able to get where we're going?
Of course. You want to go to the church in Apellion. You want to see. You want to know. And Lucas can become something spiritual.
What? What does he become?
The opposite of what he already is.
Which is what? I am so over your fucking word enigmas.
What is it worth to you?
What do you mean?
You
What
still
price are you
haven't.
willing to pay for that information? That's what he means.
Kate's the smart one. Always has been. See how she got away.
If it means protecting Lucas, then it's worth a lot.
We'll see. I do not suggest you renege on any request I make from this point forward. Agreed? And then I shall show you what Lucas is. Maybe I'll even tell you what you are.
No more kids in danger.
Now or in the future?
Going
It's a very vague request, or you consider what Lucas is and what Eve is becoming.
Ah, fuck.
No kids. I can make sure of that. At least not. Their blood won't be on your hands.
Clarification. Is what just happened, would that considered blood be on their blood on Brooks' hands?
Semantics.
Yeah,
No.
but that's what we're dealing with right here, is semantics. So
So smart kid.
define for me.
How about this? I make sure the kids have a wonderful life after this. I can even make them forget.
Deal.
Agreed. Ask your question again.
What is Lucas?
Is what his father has made an avatar. He shall lead people to ruin through glory and faith. At least that's what his father wished him to become. But now other interested parties are involved.
And what's Eve becoming?
Well, how should we say she is a vessel? She was supposed to carry Lucas's blood, to carry on traditions. But when you murder and carry things, sometimes that blood wears off and onto you. She shall become an abomination. His mirror.
What a pair.
Oh, well, sort of.
Can it be stopped? Can Lucas be saved? Can Eve be saved?
Well, of course. If you make a deal with something more powerful, which is why I've not claimed that little bitch that you ran over and let escape. She has her thorns in him. Maybe for the better. So much more interesting. So much more fun. But I said enough. We'll talk again when you get to the Black Madonna. No worry, I wouldn't miss that for the world. And the static erupts.
I'm gonna turn the radio off. Go to silence.
I didn't know.
We didn't know.
It's my fault.
If you hadn't have taken that knife, I would have. We didn't know. We had no way of knowing. That's part of the trick.
Do we tell them? what they are?
I think it's going to be important if they're going to make some kind of deal or decision. Church.
Yeah, I think they deserve to know. I would want to know.
Yeah. I already know what it's like to not. Fucking coyote. All right. We should go in.
Yeah.
Get some of those fries for ourselves. Maybe there's
Yeah.
more rum.
Yeah, more vodka. Wild turkey, was it?
That's what we had. I mean, I'll take anything. But Alice is probably there.
Oh, good.
Back to the other two. You've probably cleaned off. You've found Alice is very accommodating. There seems to be like a lost and found that you can now rummage through for clothes. It's a surprisingly large lost and found. That they do, honey. That they do. I'm going to ask that while Alice is there. She kind of turns around. How do you mean, honey?
No, no, we're not. We found them, and we wanted to get them somewhere safe, but we don't know what to do now.
Yeah, I mean, I remember their parents. Something happened.
If we say yes, will you ask follow-up questions?
No.
Then yes, something happened.
Get the sheriff involved. Later. He doesn't drive out here maybe once every 3 days. I can take care of them till then. I know you're good folk. You got a darkness to you, but you're good folk. All I ask is that I got an hour with Brooks. Just having a good old chat. All right then. I'm a little sweet on him. I'm a little sweet on you too. And she just literally just kind of brings the two of you together in a hug. It's gonna be okay. Here at the No Name.
Thank you, Alice.
Here at the No Name, we know we've seen things. And we don't ask questions. Now you go get yourself some pie. I'm gonna go make some arrangements. Of course, hon. as you kind of go out into the front, you see the other two coming in. It's weird. You've got a table that's empty, and the kids have stopped kind of watching you or paying attention to you. It's like they're now paying attention to themselves. And it's, if they look in your direction, it's like they immediately look away.
That makes Lucas's decision easy because he was going to go over to them, but noticing that, he decides that it would be better to just grab Eve's hand and head to an empty table to reconvene with the others. He doesn't want to break whatever spell is happening there.
All sit down. Alice eventually drifts by, takes your orders. She sets down a bottle, wild turkey, 4 glasses, and then goes off to take care of the kids. She does give Brooks a little wink.
Oh, I give Alice a big old hug, like one of those lift you off the ground hugs.
Oh, you're just too good. Now you listen to your friends, and I'll see you later.
Of course.
It's all settled.
Seems like it. And that it wouldn't be for a few days, so we don't need to worry about making any sort of official statement about what happened.
Assuming time moves like we expect it to. Of course. Yeah. And we spent 2 days in that motel room. Just bracket up the time. Don't think I've ever been this sleep deprived in my life.
I don't. There's no easy way to say. I
You
think we
used him as
just
bait
have.
for jackals. You used him as bait to bring the jackals. And then he did some zhuzhing and set the war dogs on the jackals. That's what we came on. He's gonna get us to that church. Yeah. Pilion, apparently. He said that there, Lucas, you're apparently going to become something else. That's not what you are now. As in, that's not what your dad was trying to make you to be.
Kate, what does any of that mean?
Kate will look to Brooks.
He wanted you to be an avatar for his church, his God,
Faith.
to bring about gloom and doom and destruction.
Or as your father used to say, blood is purity, purity through faith, faith through obedience.
And Eve, you were
And
apparently
I think
part of that somehow.
why? Why is she a part of that?
That's what he said. He said that she was supposed to, what was it? Carry on the blood or something? Yours.
You were supposed to be a brood mare of sorts,
Oh.
and that
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. Because now apparently you've been
Does
carrying
it?
that long enough. You're turning into some kind of mirror of what he is. Hi. Do you think you can get clear answers out of the guy on the highway? So we got about as clear as we could.
it was about carrying on the bloodline. There's something in you that you were supposed to pass on to a new generation, but because you haven't, it's changing you instead.
Is that why she's sick?
I think so.
Seems like it. Oh, he also said that that person we hit and failed to give him said she has her hooks in you. And that seemed to be related to the whole becoming the opposite of what you were intended to become thing. And that's all supposed to happen at the church. He said he wouldn't miss it for the world.
I mean, becoming the opposite. I was going to say it can't be a bad thing. That's probably not true, but it
Said it was probably
certainly
for the better, but
can't be worse.
You can make a deal. Both of you. Both of you can get out of it if you make a deal.
to get rid of it.
A deal with what?
You
That's the question we're all wondering. I might have one to make myself at some point, but we'll see. I mean, it's that, or, it seems to be that being marked by Coyote means that maybe I turn into one of them, but it seems like that might be the reason I ended up in all of this fuckery in the first place, so maybe my entire goal has been to kill God. Who knows? Hey, Brooks, you want to hand me that drink? No, you're the mirror of what he was supposed to be, not what he's apparently now can become. You're becoming a mirror of that, is what he implied.
Is if whatever she got on her, or she did, that's what you kind of remember it. But it kept on saying blood, but you're not sure if it was being metaphorical or literal.
Whatever it is that you're carrying is now infecting you. And what you're carrying However, whether it was something you did or blood, or who knows if he actually meant blood, because who knows what the god of the highway means by blood. That's apparently something you were supposed to pass on. Look, I never wanted
And
kids. Don't look at me.
Lucas has been staring at Eve as well, trying to make sense of this, and the only piece that stands out to him, and there's a part of him that's like, that this is going to sound ridiculous, but there's a bigger part that is just processing things and trying to pick through the fragments of memory he has. And all he can come up with is to say, you know, when we were kids, we probably remember when we did the whole, you know, blood bonding thing. We shouldn't have done that. Like that. Do you think that started this?
Charming.
I thought we were just making a promise to each other, like you do.
Like you do. Shit in this world doesn't care if you're kids. We just saw that.
I mean, probably not, because, you know, my dad didn't have any control over that, but unless he did, unless he made me think of, you know what, we're not going to go down that path.
I think
we're not going to try to figure that out.
I think your dad had grand designs for the both of you before either of you were ever even here. I think the fact that you two aren't betrothed and producing heirs is part of the problem. I mean, at least a problem to his plan.
You're not going to become an abomination.
I think you're gonna find at this point, you're not gonna be sure what anything is from this point out. That's the problem. Welcome to my world.
I agree with
Sorry.
Kate. I think the four of us just need to do what we need to do to survive.
I didn't see anything, but I wasn't looking. I was throwing shit at the war dogs.
You were busy being Linda Hamilton.
We'll figure out what that means, Eve. It sounds like it just fits in this ever growing pattern of weirdness that's surrounding us. But thank you for letting us know that happened. I think that's something we should all do. Because things are happening really fast and they're changing really fast, it sounds like.
God of the Highway seems to be paying attention because whatever's happening is interesting to him. I think we're shifting stakes around, changing the scales. That's what it seems like. He's been talking about how, other things stealing things from him, and us keeping things from him, or him taking things from other. It all seems like things are shifting, and he's paying attention here because we're part of it. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do anything with it. Just seems like it might be something we want to pay attention to.
I'm sure they have it. I'm sure she would.
Not like that. Yeah, not like that. She said she just wanted to talk.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, I figure we should probably stay here the night, right? And head out towards Kansas in the morning.
Maybe we can actually get sleep this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. God of the Highway said he was gonna make sure the kids are well taken care of and happy.
And you trust that?
And look into Brooks. Brooks is the one that made the deal. I don't say that. I'm just.
Yeah. I trust it as much as. No, I don't trust it, but what other option do we have?
You're right. I just hope they get better than all of us.
They're better here with Alice.
No, I mean, they're safer away from us. No, I don't know what to do with kids.
That was pretty obvious.
Well, I guess you wrap up your drinking and your eating. It's kind of strange feeling even slightly comfortable, almost guilty for it, maybe. Eventually, you notice that Alice has taken the kids away. She comes back, clean up the check and your table. I've got did you need like a share room again? I've got two, or would you rather the one? The one? All right. It'll be at the end,
Thank you.
ma'am. I shall. Don't you worry. I'll have it by the morning. Will that be all right? I'll just put them down.
Thank you, Alice.
No. Get some rest.
Well, I think you and I need to hang out a little bit first, don't we, Alice?
Well, I wasn't going to say anything.
I
I don't want to be too pushy.
I'll meet you guys back at the room.
All right. The three of you just going straight to the room. Okay.
It's not there.
All right. Brooks, Alice kind of disappears into the back, eventually comes back with what could only be called a Sunday dress. And she has the last two pieces of her key lime pie. Well,
Alice is the most pure thing in this world.
you know, thank you. You don't need to stay the whole hour.
Oh, it is nothing at all. I mean, your key lime pie and for what you're doing for the kids.
Don't you worry about it. We've all been there. She kind of looks right at you. We've been there. She reaches over over the table, as if to try to get your hand.
I'll give her my hands.
I won't ask any questions. I rarely do. As I said to the others, I know you got a darkness following you, and that's why I made this place just to give us a little light in the dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we've all had a checkered past, and when I found this old place, I just had to spruce it up, make it for people, where we can be heard. You know what I mean? So don't you worry about anything.
Alice,
Tell
you
me
are.
all about. Tell me all about you.
Oh, I don't know how many of my stories I could tell you without making you blush, Alice.
Surprise me.
Well, let's just say there are many adventures, there are many men, and lots of surprises.
I like the saying of that. It's nice to be surprised now and again. Good surprises. I hate bad surprises.
You know, you
Yeah.
and me both.
That's why I hate Halloween. Everybody jumping out.
Alice, you are truly amazing.
Well, you're just being too kind, Mr. Brooks.
Believe me, I have been on the road for a while now, and there is no one quite like you.
You're just saying that. I'm sure in that whole wide world, there's definitely somebody better than me.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm going to take your word for it
Yeah.
You spend the hour or more, depending. It is wholesome, it is delightful, and it helps heal your stability. So you get
Yay!
probably haven't felt this peace maybe in as long as you remember.
I thank her for the lovely evening, and I leave a very generous tip, and I head back to the room.
All right. On the way, you're walking along the doors of the hotel trying to get to the end. But for whatever reason, you don't seem to be able to get to that end door. It's almost like that nightmare thing where no matter how much you walk, you never get forward.
Do I see any other paths or ways to
Just
go?
just a parking lot where you could turn back. Although you get an impression you don't want to turn around right now.
But if I
You get
keep going, it just keeps going.
you and as you're stepping, the night air, which was once kind of sweet, with the desert flowers and just that dry, settling warmth, is getting colder and colder, and you can smell like gunmetal and blood and rot breathing on your neck.
But you said I could go into the parking lot?
You could go out into the parking lot, yeah, into the dirt, into the dark.
I keep going forward just a little bit more.
Again, it's just fact. It's almost like time is starting to stretch out. Like every step feels weighty. And you get that same impression when you were back in that memory where you're getting smaller, or maybe the room's getting bigger.
I stop. I don't want to become a kid again. I take a deep breath. And I turn around.
All right, keep it together.
13.
All right. Correctly, you are 13. You're going to be at -1, and you get. I'm not going to be. Do you want to lose that stability I just gave you?
Yeah, I'll lose that stability I just got back.
Okay, so I would suggest maybe being scared at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, scared makes sense.
Okay. What you see is basically a man maybe 7 feet tall, but when 8 feet tall, it's like a human being has been stretched from the head to the foot. So all the joints and ligaments are basically torn out. The flesh has been burnt away to the point that it looks like a military. It used to be wearing a military outfit, maybe from the Confederate Army, like one of those old reenactors. And it's the cloth is literally bound into the flesh and the sinew. There is a pulsing heart behind the rib cage with this angry red, but it is not as angry and as hideous as the skull face that still has enough skin on it and gristle that you remember Lucas's father. Meek, him come home. You little shit, you were supposed to take his sins away. The least you can do is bring him home.
You know what? I'm not scared of you anymore.
Its hand snakes out. It should be around your throat, but there is something about your resolve. You called his bluff. It just hovers there, not touching you.
You
Bring
want
him
him
home, you little shit.
to. No, no, I don't think I will. In fact, I think Lucas is gonna do whatever the fuck Lucas wants to do. And your sick little twisted, culty, puritanical plan can go fuck itself.
It goes into a complete rage. And it's like slashing, but every slash, every bite, every attempt to get at you seems to make it weaken and fade. And then that all that's left is that smell, and even that is gone. And the phantom fades away.
Oh my god, I was totally bluffing. Oh.
Do you need new pants there, Brooks?
Yep. Whew. Do things resume back to normal?
Mm-hmm. You turn around and you're only a couple of paces away from your door.
I'm gonna enter the room, but I don't think I'm gonna tell the group about this one. I don't think I want them to worry.
Okay. Kate.
Yeah.
You had joined the others.
Mhm.
Again, the room had been set up. Everybody was starting to settle in. You distantly hear the front door open. You were in the bathroom, getting cleaned up, when you smell smoke, cigarette smoke. And in the mirror, you see Zed.
I'm immediately turning around.
Zed is standing there against the wall. I thought we should talk before, things get complicated.
Before they get complicated.
And that's where we'll call it. We're going to take a quick break to check in on our players, but we'll be back. Take care. Hello, and welcome back to With Blood Dipped Wings, a Cult Divinity Lost campaign / actual play. Well, when we just last left, Kate was in the bathroom of the no-name motel when she finally saw the face of her mentor standing behind her in a place that he obviously shouldn't be, because as far as she knows, he's either dead or missing, and definitely not somewhere in the middle of Texas.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be in the middle of Texas either. So,
hey, he just takes a deep swig on a cigarette, blows out the smoke, and for some reason he's looking at you with disappointment, verging on contempt. What the fuck happened to you?
Should ask the same thing. Where the fuck you been? Are you even here right now, or is this another dream?
I'm everywhere, babe. You know that, Fury.
It's not an answer.
It's not really a question, is it? You should know. You that far gone. What the fuck happened to you? And I'm everywhere. You know I'm everywhere. You used to be everywhere. It was fucking beautiful, babe.
You have to be a little more specific. Hell
Is
of
it
a
all-
lot has happened.
Is it all this? You actually believe in it now?
Believe in what?
You know. What happened? Why would you do that?
Still got to be more specific than that.
Come on.
Do what?
Take that little girl's face. At this point, you realize that Zed's eyes are a coyote's eyes.
You're not Zed.
Fucking Zed. You know, it's just one of many names. We're a legion after all. Zed's the
Charming.
name you gave Fury. Whatever you call yourself now.
Why
don't
are you
hear-
calling me Fury?
Every time he says that name, it's like broken glass at the back of your skull. And you keep seeing a flash, a white flash, like a photography flash. Why haven't you killed me yet? You've had plenty of opportunities. Why didn't you just kill him at the fucking garage? Give him to us. Why did you take that fucking winged creature? Save it. We wanted it. And you got in the way. Not only did you fuck me, you fucked with me. And that hurts the most, Fury.
I don't know why you're calling me that. I don't know what that means.
You fucking know. It's your goddamn name.
It's news to me.
Jesus Christ. You actually believe that shit, don't you? You actually fucking believe it. What the fuck happened? You were so beautiful. Why would you give that shit up? The people you killed, the way you killed them, my God, the heavens wept, babe. And now what are you? You're a fucking lackey for 3 fucking whatever the hell those are. Or maybe this is just the denial group. When the time comes, you're gonna have to pick a side. Is it gonna be your side with them, Or are you gonna actually be who you are?
And who is that supposed to be? Because if I don't know anything about this right now, then maybe I don't know what you're talking about.
He points at your leg. Keep peeling. You did some nice handiwork with that little bitch. The way she screamed, the way she begged. Don't that fucking resonate up here anymore? Or do you actually believe it? Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you stew a bit. Maybe pick at that scab, so to speak. When I come back, I'm gonna rip that fucking skin off of you and show your goddamn face in the mirror, Fury, and you're gonna fucking remember. And with that, he literally walks through the wall, leaving that trail of cigarette smoke.
Kate punches the mirror.
Everybody else hears a shattering of glass. Kate, you might want to avoid harm.
Yeah, just a bit.
Actually, endure injury.
Endure injury, yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Fortitude. All right.
Do you have any harm at this point?
Yes, I have one.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. How about a 20?
Wow. Okay. So you punch the mirror. Miraculously, you do not slice up your hand. But everybody else hears the shattering.
You okay, Kate?
As much as I'm gonna be. I turn the water on and start washing my hands.
What's everybody else doing? Or are you going to call it a night?
I'm gonna finish washing my hands and head back out into the room, see if Brooks is back yet.
Mm-hmm. A little pale, but
Kate probably also looks a little pale, so you know.
I would actually like to roll to read a person.
sure. What's Kate's
And I
height?
think that person's gonna be
Kate?
I think actually Brooks.
Okay.
Because I don't expect him to look pale after he just came from what was supposed to be a nice, pleasant time.
Meanwhile, you can see the broken mirror behind Kate.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
Yeah, you can ask 2 questions. Benji, you can answer as you will.
Gotcha.
All right. Remind me, where are those questions?
They're on the player moves, second page. So it's like, are you lying? How are you feeling right now? What are you about to do? What do you wish I would do? And how could I get you to do blank?
And so I think Lucas just first asks Brooks, "You good?"
Oh, yeah. Alice is Alice. She's great.
And so I think I'm gonna then ask the question, how is Brooks feeling right now?
Oh, oh man, yeah, I'm strangely tired. I mean, we've been going at it, right? I should probably just we all should probably just get some rest.
And how are you really feeling, Brooks?
Uh I think like if Brooks was like holding a glass, it would be like uh kind of shaking like that.
Yeah, he is definitely unsteady. Scared, even.
Yeah. Just lying through my teeth.
Did something happen with Alice?
No, no. Not with Alice. Just you know, sometimes the building plays tricks on you. I got a little lost coming here and I had to double back and you know, it's
There's
just like
one line. It's one line of rooms.
yeah, but you know, like come on, we've all seen things. Things happen. Something was
Met a
the
god on the way to the ice machine. No.
yeah, the highway god was trying to play a little trick on me or something. I don't know.
He asked you to do something?
Not yet.
I mean, we talked earlier, Brooks. Things are at a point where it's important that we're telling each other if anything else strange has happened. There's too much going on for us to not be keeping each other in the loop, right? I mean, fuck, like, Kate, weren't you the one who said, all cards on the table? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
I saw your father.
my father's dead.
Yeah, and he looked it.
What did he want?
He wants you to come home.
Of course he does.
But I
Did he hurt you?
no, he strangely couldn't. So I told him to get fucked and I said something about I was supposed to take your sin or something. I don't know what that means. And frankly, I don't care. I'm sinful enough as it is.
Lucas, you can now take or try to keep it together.
Cool.
Because you're having a memory.
That is a 14.
All right. So you can either be angry, sad, scared, guilt ridden. This is probably going to be the one. Obsessed, distracted, or haunted. You remember the pain of your father hovering over you. He had just kicked you after knocking you down. As he loomed over you and kicked you again, that blow maybe cracking a rib. Remember distinctly the words, if I can't beat this shit out of you, I'm going to take it out of you. And somebody else is going to pay the price. You will be pure.
Think I'm gonna choose obsessed for this because Lucas is going to be playing and replaying that over in his mind what I think the rest of you see is Brooke says that, and Lucas like folds over on himself like he was just hit. And when he does straighten up, he doesn't meet anyone's eyes.
For the record, mechanically, you now have an extra point of relation to Brooks.
Winning.
This is why I didn't want to tell you, Lucas.
No, I'm glad you did, Brooks. I needed to know.
If it's any consolation, he really looked like shit.
It is a consolation. I'm just glad you're okay.
How you want to leave it for the evening?
Please tell me Brooks asks about the window or the mirror.
Yeah.
Please.
Well,
just...
I was gonna say Brooks was gonna go splash his face in the bathroom and make a drink before going to bed. So I think
I
he would.
need a mirror.
Yeah, I think he would go into the bathroom and be like, "Hey, I can't see my face. What happened?
Sorry, I punched it.
You want to talk about that, or?"
Want to? No. Should? Probably.
By the way, Eve, now that you're all kind of gathered together and Kate is back in the room, you get this really weird kind of gangrenous smell. But rather than revulsion, it's actually making you hungry. And it's coming from Kate's leg. It's almost like you're pretty sure that nobody else would notice it. It's almost like an animal smell. Like that roadkill smell. It's weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually kind of being in the presence of that scent, it's almost like a perfume at this point. It's alluring.
Anyway, Kate's gonna look at Eve kind of oddly at that growl. We just ate.
Mm.
There are granola bars in the bag.
Yeah, you're able to manage to get it down.
Right.
But it is definitely not what you want. Kate.
So I think I just met Coyote in the bathroom. He walked through the wall when he left, so made it. Yeah, no. He was calling me by a different name. One I don't know. And he basically implied that I'm someone, one of his, that is wearing my face, this face, and is not actually who I think I am.
Is that
And that the next
possible?
time he sees me, I don't know what's possible at this point. But he said that I'm going to have to make a choice at some point between this, you all, and him. And he also implied the next time he sees me, he's going to rip this off so that I remember. And that's why I punched the mirror. You're welcome. Did we bring that wild turkey with us by chance?
Oh, there was already a bottle there.
Great.
Alice knows her people.
I'm grabbing it. I'm looking at them all. I'm going, cheers.
Sorry, what?
Huh?
I'm gonna start rolling my pant leg up like that injured leg. And I assume that whatever I had bandaged it with is probably like seeped through at this point. Is my guess. Does it look perfectly normal? What am I looking at?
Your leg? You still
Yeah.
see it's almost like parchment has been peeled back. The skin, the normal skin is there, but you can still see those, the tattoos. So it's like a bit of parchment and then the layer beneath.
And we all see that?
Yes. It's very red around the edges too. Like an infection.
Eve, that's what smells good.
Eve, I'm not sure if you want to. Yeah, I don't know if you want to share it to them because you now know, as you got closer, it is not the skin that is making the nice smell. It is the infection itself.
So thank you. Brooks, Lucas, do one of you want to help me clean this infection out?
No.
Because
Yeah. No,
Thank you.
I can help. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
God.
Last time I tried, I started peeling my skin and then I passed out in the bathtub. So I don't want to do it myself.
Yeah. No problem. We don't want that to happen.
Thank you.
Into the bathroom.
Back into the bathroom.
You
We're
avoid
gonna
all
be
the
at-
broken. You avoid the broken pieces. Maybe you throw them out. But there is in the cabinet. There is a first aid kit. A very basic one. Lucas.
And I think, Lucas takes it and just looks at Kate and says, maybe like keep your hands as far away as is possible.
Yeah. Stick them in my back pockets. Sit on them.
Lucas, as you kind of stare at this wound, it kind of has a mirage to it. You kind of had that before when you were dealing with the angel the very first time, where the wounds were, as if they were in two different places or two different planes of existence. There is definitely magic here. At least that's the impression that you get. Magic with a K.
He's been the one promoting honesty, and so he's gonna say as much to Kate and make that comparison between these wounds and the ones on the angel.
Thanks, I hate it.
You know what? That's fair.
Now this is just the GM talking. You did have a very good roll on something. Did you want?
I did. I did. I think Lucas would like to use that to help.
And how do you wish to make it help?
I think his thought is, and you can let me know if all of this is feasible and can fit within things mechanically, but essentially I think Lucas's thought process goes back to that moment on the highway and remembering the way in which he channeled that power inside of him to try to help the angel. But also, he now is aware that what is inside of him is not necessarily a good thing. So I think essentially he tries to reach out and asks, can you help me use whatever is inside of me to help her?
You hear her voice as if she's literally speaking right beside your ear. Let the jackal die. It's living in an illusion right now. You can either awaken it, make it remember, but you can't heal it here. Which would be the greater grace? For it to know what it's done? You can heal it over. Help it forget. But is that also fair? Whatever you decide, I shall guide your hand.
Lu- Lucas looks up at Kate and says, I can help you, but I need you to make a choice. Do you want to remember Or do you want to forget?
You're just going real light on me, aren't you? For now, can we just bandage it up or something? And I'll think about it. I don't know what remembering would mean. I don't know what forgetting would mean.
I don't know what just bandaging it up is going to do to you, Kate.
Well, it might keep someone from munching on me while we sleep, so...
I'm not sure it will, because apparently she could smell that before you took the bandage off. And it's, Kate, it's not just, like I said, it's not just happening here. It's layered. And I don't know what that means, but I think leaving it like this isn't going to go well.
I think anything's gonna go well at this point. God. He kept saying, kept asking if I really believed all of this. And anytime he used that name, it just... Ugh. Yeah. There's definitely something more going on. You don't usually scratch an itch and find tattoos underneath.
Kate, I'm not going to tell you what choice to make, but as someone else who's having memories come back, I think there's something to be said for having the choice for those memories to come back on your own terms. Coyote said he'd make you remember. You can make the choice to remember now.
See, here's the thing. I'm a little afraid that if I remember, I'm not gonna be me anymore. And I don't think that'd go very well for you. Or them. I don't think it's safe for me to remember here now. Because whoever I was, am, whoever this is, apparently had such a beautiful way of killing people. I think I'm as much of a time bomb as you are. Or Eve is. And I pissed Coyote off.
I wish I knew.
I pissed Coyote off when I didn't give him... When I got in the way and didn't let him have the angel that he wanted. So... I think for now, I'm keeping status quo. Because I also feel like forgetting would be defenseless.
Yeah, I see your point. We'll keep an eye on that.
Look,
and we'll figure things out.
I said this to Eve and Brooks. I'm saying it to you. If I turn into one of those things, take me the fuck out. I don't think there will be me in there anymore.
I think it's good that you didn't ask me that before because, well, the answer would be and still is absolutely not.
Right.
But I won't stop Eve or Brooks if they choose to honor your wishes.
Thanks.
All right, let's get this bandaged up.
Yeah.
You tie it up.
Just slather on the Neurosporin. Just like bathe it.
And Kate resists the urge to roll it
Kate's
back.
sitting on her fucking hands.
Outside between Brooks and Eve.
Well, first of all, you're still you. Right now, you're still you. And this trip is just digging up a lot of old shit that we've probably been ignoring for far too long. But there's still time. You still have time. We can figure it out. I'm probably the wrong person to ask because the love of my life told me to take whatever deal they offer, and I stabbed an RV whale and killed some kids' parents, so my track record's pretty fucking bad. Hmm. Do you think we can trust Kate? Jesus, that is so disgusting.
Okay.
I tried that, and instead I saw everything in the car. So
You kind of get like that mirage haze, that oasis haze around Brooks, because Brooks is real. The room itself is real, but you've begun to notice there are multiple layers. You're seeing multiple layers to it. Like it has existed in different times. It's almost like you're looking at a slideshow and you're seeing multiple people that have come into this room and found sanctuary. And that's the word that keeps resonating. Sanctuary, sanctuary, sanctuary. As if when you're in this room, that time is your time, your perfect time. Anything outside of that is the real world. That horrible, terrible world that you don't want to remember. So, in many ways, this is almost like an oasis of the mind and has been for multiple people over, well, much, much longer than it should have, as if it stretches on in both directions, in both times. Yeah. In fact, Brooks, because of that contact, you kind of, again, you see that it's literally like somebody has taken a bunch of photographs and stuck them together. So you can look, yeah, you can look at it. And what's really weird is right where you are sitting, you hear someone crying and you recognize Alice, a much younger Alice, curled up, basically just she's crying about something and whispering to herself, it's going to be okay. It will be okay. Did what you did. It's going to be okay.
I do. Thank you.
With that, the images begin to fade. Room kind of it's kind of presses in on you, and you feel that sense of comfort. Without those memories that you've brought in, like the last time, you know that for once you're actually safe in this place. And on that note, with the church, the Black Madonna awaiting you somewhere, and so many horrors behind you and within you, call it a night. I'd like to thank everybody for being here this evening. But first, I'd like to give my wonderful cast an opportunity to say who they are and what they're going to be doing. So I'll go in reverse order. Mir.
Hey everybody, I am Mir. You can find me on the internet as Mere Draws. I was playing Kate, the Avenger, who is apparently absolutely something else as well. Yay! The monsters within. Literally. Yeah. That's me.
Dido. Going up to JD.
Hey, I am JD. You can find me on the internet at JD not Jason Dean. And tonight I was playing Lucas Wolf, the Descendant. Yeah, don't love being a mirror to my best friend. Think that's bad for both of us in different ways. Absolutely hate it. But we'll see what choices he makes when and if we finally reach that church.
And finally, the Benji.
Hi, I am Benji. You can find me on the interwebs at Chance47 on all the sites. Tonight I've been playing Brooks, your doll, who apparently is the only one that doesn't have some secret entity inside of him. Yet. That he knows about.
All right. I'd like to thank you all for joining us this evening for this descent into Inferno and other places. And my deepest thanks to my ever amazing cast members. They always surprise me. If you like what you've seen, please feel free to join us on our Discord, listed in the text below. It's where we hold casting calls, announce other shows, and generally hang out being giant nerds. So we'd love for you to join us. I am Jason Fryer, writer and designer for KULT Divinity Lost, and I'm absolutely humbled that you're letting us share this game with you. That means so much to me. And you can find me on the interwebs at the Otter Poet, just basically screaming into the void. So have a wonderful evening. Don't forget that even when the night is darkest, there is a place that you can find some solace.